Today I'm going to take a couple moments to talk about how to properly adjust the accelerator pump arm on a Holley carburetor. In this case we have a Holley double pumper. I'm just going to focus on the secondary side. Your carburetor may be a single pump, you don't have one accelerator pump, but it really doesn't matter because the adjustment procedure is going to be the same. What we're really trying to achieve here is the proper relationship between the adjusting bolt on the accelerator pump arm and the actual accelerator pump lever. Ideally, we want that to be zero lash in an idle, and by zero lash what I mean is there shouldn't be any gap in it and it shouldn't have any preload. That being said, we also want to check it at wide open throttle and make sure that we've got a minimum of a 15 thousandths gap that's in there as far as available travel left, and that's to make sure we don't bottom out that pump diaphragm. To make that adjustment, you're going to need to use a nut driver or a couple wrenches, in this case 3/8, and we want to adjust this arm until we just take slack we've got out of it without creating any preload on the lever. Again, the reason we don't want this thing preloaded is if it was preloaded partially down, it's going to limit the overall travel of the accelerator pump lever, and what that's going to cause is a reduction in the amount of fuel that we can deliver, and it can end up causing a flat spot or a lean hesitation problem. Once we get that set to zero lash, we're going to want to install a 15 thousandths feeler gauge between the pump lever and the pump arm and go to wide open throttle, and we want to make sure that we're not bottoming out the diaphragm. We should still have a little bit of additional travel available. One of the ways you can even tell if you don't have enough movement in it and you're bottoming it out is when you look at it at wide open throttle. If you look at the relationship between the adjusting nut and the top edge of the pump arm, you may see a gap in there, and that's something you definitely don't want to see. If you're bottoming out that accelerator pump at wide open throttle, you can damage it, even rupture the diaphragm, and result in a fuel leak that could be a fire hazard. So it's real important to make sure this adjustment's correct. In relationship with the accelerator pump arm, you've got a couple other components of the accelerator pump system that you can also go and tune. We have an assortment of accelerator pump cams, which are the multicolored cams that the tail of the accelerator pump rides on. You can change those to change the time and the overall aggressiveness of the accelerator pump shot. And you can also tune with the accelerator pump discharge nozzles in the top. We're not going to go into in-depth tuning on this, but a couple quick tips that can help you out. So once you get the accelerator pump arm adjusted, if you find that you have an offline hesitation and it's less than a second, you can go ahead and increase this accelerator pump nozzle and go up one size. If it's a second or longer, I'd initially go up two. If your hesitation is fuel related and his pump arm's adjusted correctly, when you change the nozzle size, you should see an improvement, or it may go the opposite direction. If you see an improvement and it didn't take it all out all the way, go up a little bit more. If you increase the nozzle size and it gets worse, go ahead and put it back to where it was and then try going the opposite direction. If you're changing that nozzle size and it's not making it any better, or it makes it worse whether you go up or you go down, chances are your hesitation's not due to something with the accelerator pump circuit. You could have a vacuum leak, timing issues, or something else going on with your overall combination. For more helpful Holley tech tips and videos, go to holley.com.